Ever feel like you're trying to navigate this crazy entrepreneurial world without a GPS? You know, like you're the only one going through these ups and downs and questioning everything.
Oh, trust me, we've all been there.
Well, on today's Deep Dive, we're talking to those who've not only been there, but thrived. We're taking a deep dive into the book recommendations of Daniel Ramsey.
Yeah, this guy built a $100 million business, and he credits a lot of his success to, get this, books.
Okay, I am so here for this. But there are a million business books out there. So what makes Ramsey's list so special?
He's not just saying read these books. He's actually broken them down by what you get out of them. And more importantly, when in your journey, they'll actually make the biggest difference.
Okay, so it's like a roadmap. If you're at this stage, read this.
Exactly. Like if you're hitting a wall at $1 million in revenue, this is the book for you. That sort of thing.
I love that. So where does he say we should even begin?
He starts with a category he calls Who You Need to Be book.
Who you need to be. Okay, I'm intrigued.
It's all about building that right mindset before you even think about tactics. You know, like you wouldn't build a house on shaky ground, right?
What? Bad foundation, the whole thing crumbles.
Exactly. Same goes for success. You need that solid foundation of self-awareness, emotional intelligence, all of that.
So it's not just about like business smarts. It's about being the kind of person who can handle the pressure.
100%. Okay, you ready for the first book on this inner foundation list?
Hit me with it.
The War of Art by Steven Pressfield.
The War of Art. I'm trying to build a business, not like paint a masterpiece.
I know, right? But that's the thing. It's not really about art. It's about that daily struggle of bringing anything worthwhile into the world.
Oh, I feel that. That resistance to just sitting down and doing the work, even when it's something you love.
Exactly. And what's cool is Pressfield himself, he didn't find success until later in life. So it's a good reminder that it's never too late.
Okay, I'm sold. What's next? This inner foundation work we're talking about.
Next up is The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod.
All right, before we get too far, not another morning routine obsession book.
Hear me out on this one. So Ramsey swears by this book, but not just for himself. He talks about this concept of emotional transfer.
Emotional transfer. Okay, what's that?
Basically, your energy, good or bad, it rubs off on everyone around you, your team, your family, everyone.
So if you're a stressed out mess,
your team's going to feel it. But if you're, calm and collected,
we'll feed off that energy.
Exactly. That's what The Miracle Morning helped him do. He starts his day with journaling, reading, even a sauna and hot tub. I mean, you do you.
Yeah, I don't know about the hot tub at 6 a.m. But okay, I get it. It's about intentionality, starting your day with a purpose.
Exactly. Okay, ready for the next one on Ramsey's list? This one's called Tribe of Millionaires.
Tribe of Millionaires. Okay, well, I wouldn't say no to that, but it sounds a little
on the nose.
Yeah, like, come on, we get it. Millionaires are great. But is there more to it than that?
Way more. This one's about the support system and data-driven approach most entrepreneurs just don't have. The authors, David Osborne and Pat Hubbyman, they argue that too many of us, we live in emotion.
Oh, I've been there. One minute you're on top of the world, the next you're convinced it's all going to crash and burn.
And that can lead to some pretty impulsive decisions.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Riding that emotional roller coaster is exhausting.
Ow.
Okay, this next one Ramsey recommends, it's different. The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene.
Ooh, that's a good one, but yeah, a little intense.
I'll be honest, the title alone has me a little
hesitant.
Yeah. Like, am I about to learn how to be a ruthless manipulative?
Well, remember, we're talking about Ramsey's interpretation here. It's about understanding power dynamics, not necessarily using them for, evil.
So more about recognizing when you're in those situations and maybe how to, like, not get played.
Exactly. Like, you got to know the rules of the game, even if you don't like them.
Right. Okay, so we've built our inner foundation. Now what? Time to actually build the business, right? What does Ramsey recommend for that?
Now we're moving into what he calls the books for business category. This is like getting that practical business degree, he says.
Sign me up. I could use a crash course in, like, actually running a business.
Right. And the best part, these aren't just for startups. It's about scaling up leadership, avoiding those expensive mistakes that can trip you up at any stage.
Oh, believe me, I've made those mistakes. All right, so what's first on the syllabus for our business crash course?
The Millionaire Real Estate Agent by Gary Keller.
Wait, hold on. Real estate agent.
I know, but hear me out. This one, it's about the principles, not just the industry. Ramsey, he actually recommended this to a friend who runs a construction company.
Really? Okay, now I'm curious. How does that even translate?
Generating leads, boosting revenue, building a team, those are all in there. Those are important for any business.
Okay, you just blew my mind a little.
Yeah.
It's like those transferable skills they always talk about.
Yeah.
All right, what about leadership? Ramsey seems like a big leadership guy.
Absolutely. So for that, he recommends The 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership by John C. C. Maxwell.
Okay, out of all the leadership books out there, what's so special about this one?
He loves that it focuses on going back to the fundamentals, especially when you're facing setbacks, because, nobody gets it right all the time.
That's the part they don't tell you in those motivational speeches.
Right. You're going to mess up. It's about how you learn from it and apply those lessons.
Love that. Okay, I got to be honest. Sometimes I feel like I need a translator for all the business jargon out there, like synergy and all that. Anything for that.
Ramsey recommends The Personal MBA by Josh Kaufman specifically for that. He says it breaks down all those confusing terms.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm always nodding along like I know what people are talking about when really...
Yeah, we've all been there. This one's great for building those foundational business skills no matter what background you come from.
Okay, adding that to the list. Speaking of things I wish I learned sooner, financial mistakes, any wisdom from Ramsey on how to avoid those?
He's surprisingly open about the mistakes he made early on. The book that really turned things around for him is called Simple Numbers, Straight Talk, Big Profits by Greg Crabtree.
Simple numbers. I like the sound of that already. Yep. So what's the gist? Do you need to be like a math whiz to understand it?
Not at all. That's the whole point. This book makes those intimidating financial statements make sense. Ramsey calls it his financial Bible.
Like having a financial translator by your side. Love it. Okay, this next one, it's something I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with, myself included, just staying organized.
The never-ending to-do list.
It never ends.
Oh.
Any advice from Ramsey on taming the chaos? Seriously, sometimes I feel like I'm juggling chainsaws blindfolded on a unicycle.
And that is why Ramsey recommends Get Things Done by David Allen. He says this is like the ultimate guide to, conquering that entrepreneurial chaos.
Okay, less about like organizing my desk drawers and more about actually getting stuff done.
Exactly. It's about systems. Ramsey talks about how this book, it's not just for personal productivity, but for hiring the right people, delegating tasks.
It's like you're not just always putting out fires, you actually have a plan.
Exactly. Okay, so we've covered personal growth, business skills, even how to stay organized in the middle, all of it. What else does Ramsey have for us?
What's next? Give me the good stuff.
Now we're moving into what he calls the business masters category. These are the books that the big guys use.
Okay, we're going to the big leagues now.
Right. These are about building those enduring, scalable businesses, not just those flash-in-the-pan successes.
So it's about playing the long game. All right, first up on our Business Masters reading list, what do we got?
Traction by Gino Wickman. You might know him from EOS, the Entrepreneurial Operating System.
EOS? Yeah, I've heard of it, but I'll be honest, haven't really looked into it. What's the, quick takeaway?
It's about those systems and structures, clear org charts, who's doing what, that kind of thing. So as you grow, especially past that $10 million mark.
You're not just trying to do everything yourself.
You got it. It frees you up to actually think big picture.
That's the dream. Okay, what else is hidden in these Business Master books? I'm ready.
Let's talk Venture Deals. It's by Brad Feld and Jason Mendelsohn. If you're ever thinking about venture capital, private equity, this is the one.
Lay it on me. What do I need to know?
It breaks down the metrics investors really care about, enterprise value, things like that.
Oh, yeah. I've definitely pretended to know what those terms mean.
We've all been there. But this book, it demystifies it all. So you can tailor your pitch, your business.
Makes sense. Okay, this next one on Ramsey's list, the title alone has me intrigued. Unreasonable Hospitality by 𝗿𝗏.
I know, right? It's about creating that customer experience, that culture that people rave about.
Going above and beyond.
Exactly. And even though his background is in restaurants, he says these ideas apply everywhere.
Because happy customers, that's what it's all about, right?
100%.
Okay, last one on the list. This is it. Blueprint to $1 Billion by David Thompson.
Wow. This one's ambitious. Ramsey loved that it looked at companies that actually hit $1 billion.
So reverse engineering success. That's smart.
Exactly. And they found 7 core principles, basically, that were consistent across all of them.
All right, I'm taking notes. Wow, we covered so much today. I feel like I just got a mini MBA.
Right. And we didn't even talk about that last book, Family Wealth by James E. Hughes Jr.
Oh, right. That one was about more than just business. It was about building a legacy.
Exactly. Thinking about the next generation and the generation after that, managing wealth, but also those other types of capital, the human capital, the intellectual.
It's not just about the money, it's about the impact.
Wow. This has been an incredible deep dive. Thanks for walking me through all of this.
Of course. And the biggest takeaway from Ramsey, books, they're tools, problem-solving tools.
Whenever you're facing a challenge, chances are there's a book out there that can help. So to everyone listening, what's that one challenge you're facing right now? Maybe one of the books we talked about today sparked an idea, or maybe it's time for your own deep dive into the world. Either way, keep learning, keep growing, and we'll see you next time on The Deep Dive.